Wow. All right. Looks like you got some motion happening. Looks like some projects that you started are starting to reap some rewards. So let's start at the beginning. This is the Four of Wands. So it looks like celebration time. Looks like gatherings. So that might be happening right now since it is a lovely time of weather in the Western Hemisphere. So, you know, if people are inviting you to barbecues, it's time, Scorpio, to go to these parties. Time to get out of the cave a little bit, go celebrate, reconnect with friends, accept some of those invitations that you haven't really in the winter. It looks like you had some solitude and some isolation during the winter a bit. So now it's time to come out of the cave, sweet Scorpio, and start enjoying the festivities. So it looks like you may be getting more invitations. Could be some weddings, celebrations of some kind, and that is coming up if it isn't already in your awareness. So that is here. And what crosses you is the Judgment card. And the Judgment card basically is either you're being scrutinized or you're scrutinizing somebody. And so now it's time to put the judgment down. And there may be some pulling of idle gossip or a reason that you stayed out of the limelight or the awareness of others. But now it's time to not worry about what other people think about you. Just push right through that. It's really none of our business what anybody thinks about you. It's what you think about you that's important. So it looks like you've been shying away because there might be some focus on you, an uncomfortable focus on you, or a judgment. But now it's time to blow through all that judgment and just do what you do. Do you. Do you, boo-boo. Do you, as my kids would say. Anyway, the High Priestess is here, and of course that's an exalted card. That's when you're getting more into your magic and finding your own balance of life, whether it's the balance of work and friends, whether it's the balance of spirituality versus everyday chores, but you are finding your magic a little bit more and putting it to use. It looks like a lot of the information that you have been gleaning for the past years, now you're putting it to work. So for many of you, you know, you may have read about meditation but never done it. So now it's time to do that. Time to meditate, time to put things into motion that you have learned about. It also, for many of you Scorpios, you know, there's a lot of energy workers that are Scorpios because Scorpios are really, we're the mask peelers. We work with energy and we can deal with the big flows of life, whether it's birth or death and everything in between. So don't be afraid to use your magic. And it does look like gaining some information on how to proceed and to continue that. So, and for many of you, you know, maybe opening a metaphysical bookstore or just reading a metaphysical book. But it does look like that you are now embracing the higher levels of life, that it isn't just surface stuff for you. Although for Scorpio, it's never just surface stuff. We're always digging. You're always digging to find the truth of things. And so that looks like it's being more and more incorporated into your everyday life. So what is in the past is the 9. You have a couple of 9s here. So keep going on that process of prioritizing, releasing, and starting anew. This card can stand for a number of things. It usually stands for living in abundance, creating abundance, having faith in the journey. It can stand for inheritance. But this is, you know, there's many cups here. So It can stand for being emotionally fulfilled, living in an emotional abundance as well, and finding the balance. But it really looks like firmly planting your feet on the ground, having faith in your abilities to create abundance. And abundance doesn't necessarily mean money. It can mean love, adoration, success, joy, bliss. So living in abundance, and it looks like that's what you are choosing to do. You are choosing to live in abundance, and kind of throw off some of the anger from the past that didn't serve you, and to clean the slate again, clean the slate and just find your bliss. So it looks like you have been releasing a lot of either anxieties from the past, difficult relationships that aren't working, but now it's time to kind of sit in the joy and the bliss of all your hard work. And you have done a lot of hard work over the last year and a half. So this is another 9. This is kind of like gather ye rosebuds or plant the seeds and see where they grow. But it looks like you have a number of projects that you're a little overwhelmed at because there's so much to do. So just pick one until you see it grow into fruition. This is very healing for you as well. And for some reason, I'm seeing you digging in the dirt. So Scorpio, are you digging in the dirt? Are you planting your garden in the actual garden? And watering and watching things grow. This also can stand for nurturing. It can stand for pregnancy. It can stand for, mothering. But for the most part, your nurturing is of your own projects now. It does look like you cleared the slate out of everybody else's stuff that really wasn't working for you. And now it's time to plant those seeds and see where they grow. You have really jumped into a lot of new endeavors, it feels like. It can be a little overwhelming, but it's time. It's time for you to share your gifts of wisdom. It's time for you to make you a priority and to create some of those projects and some of those things that make you smile and put them in the front of your list instead of the back. So things are looking up. Things are looking up from all that hard work. There is a lot of motion and a lot of return for investing in yourself and investing in your future. Queen of Cups is here. That can mean you. It is a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. So I think this is more of the same, making yourself a priority and really hunkering down. It does feel this message is coming through, not to avoid things, just jump right in. You are enough. It does feel like there's a little insecurity about you being in the either public eye or putting yourself out there, whether you're writing a book, teaching a class, giving a lecture, sharing your art. There's a little trepidation about being more in the public eye. Walk through that fear anyway. Don't let those fears keep you from living your wildest dreams. You are making yourself a priority. I do feel a little insecurity about being so noticed. But that's okay. That's okay. You have some wonderful wisdom to share. And now it's time to just walk through that fear. It's time to share some of those natural gifts that Spirit has given you. And whether it's just the gift of gab, whether it's painting, whether it's tarot, whatever your gift is, step out of that fear and share those gifts. It's it's a very important time if you have any spiritual gifts, any energy working gifts, with the tumultuousness of our planet. The gifted healers are needed. So please know that you are enough, sweet Scorpio, and it's time for you to share those gifts. What is in the bottom of this, the foundation of all this, is the 6. So it looks like after gathering all this information, what do I do now? Where do I go? So floating is okay. just float for a minute. All will be shown to you. It does feel like you're hiding and you're a little guarded, so it's time to cast off what you're hiding behind and share your gifts. And you know that it doesn't necessarily have to be a spiritual gift either. You could be just an amazing IT person, but float a little bit and you will see which direction to go. But there is a bit of confusion on how to take your next step or your first step into the next part of your life. Also orange lighting up here, so there's a lot of healing that you have done, and now it's time to get out of your own way and take that first step. If it's not the right direction, you can always go back and take a different road, but make a motion after you gather your thoughts a little bit. But floating a while is fine, just don't hide so much. There's a couple of hiding cards in here, and you are enough. I can't say that too many times for you, Scorpio, because a lot of times we don't think we're enough, but we are. We all are. Queen of Swords is here. This feels like it is a situation more than it is a person. This is also kind of a feeling that you are needed. You are needed and that you're shying away. You don't want to mislead somebody, but it does look like you are needed out in the world. The Queen of Swords can be an exalted woman. It can be someone over 40 if it is a person for you. Air sign Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. But it does feel like, and it's right across here, so it does feel like that neediness. You are needed in the world. You are needed. Don't shy away from the gossip. People can say what they want to say. This sword is lighting up for me as kind of biting words, or people that maybe in the past have not been kind to you as you continue your journey and your gifting of the world and your passions. But that's okay. You know who you are. And as long as you in spirit are right, it doesn't really matter what anyone else thinks of you. That has come up twice here. So push past the gossip. Push past the idle chat. Your journey and your purpose is so much bigger than the lower level gossipy stuff. Just push right through it. Here is another 9. So that is 3 9s. That you have. So you are right on the edge, right on the precipice of making those big sweeping changes. And they do look like they're big life changes for you. So for many of you, it could be marrying after many years of dating, or dating after, or not, after many, many years of doing something that really didn't serve you. Now it's time to try different things. But it looks like you are cleaning your psychic or emotional closet. You are hanging on to the good things, releasing the things that don't work for you. This also can mean people. This can mean jobs. This can be lovers. Things that aren't working for you anymore, and they just became habitual. And, better to just deal with what you know than to jump into what you don't. Well, that era is gone. Now it is time to jump into the unknown. It is time to release the friendships, the jobs, the partners, the things that don't work for you, that don't propel you into healing and don't honor you. That don't honor you. So now it's time to make those changes. I'm seeing all the orange here, all the green. So with healing, you're healing yourself and you're growing. So don't give up before the miracle. Don't give up, Scorpio. You are right there in line for all these changes, and you are needed out in the world. Your wisdom, your help, and the ability to see jive from the truth is really needed right now. So jump into your greatness. King of Wands is the top of all this. This looks like it is the culmination card. Wands are fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Wands are also motion. This is coming through to me that this is someone that you know of, It feels like it may be a male body or a very strong female body, but it's somebody to propel you, to give you a leg up, to help you realize the projects that you've been working on. And this person, it feels like, will add the final piece of the puzzle for everything to run smoothly. It may be a financial help, maybe a backer. It may be just someone that knows how to do this one thing that you want to learn how to do. So there is help for you. You must ask for what you need. There is help for you, and this person is right there just waiting for you to go, hey, do you know how to do this? How about going into business with me? Putting it out there in the world and seeing what comes back. But this person is very knowledgeable and can aid in the success of your endeavor, whether it is a passion project, whether it is work. You may be turning your passion into work. Scorpio, there's a lot of Scorps out there that are kind of shunning the traditional way that they have made money and paid their bills, and they're now jumping into their gifts, their energy work. And sometimes it takes a little help. It takes a little help and connecting with the right person to get the right information. So this looks like the key to forward motion on these projects. What is on the side is a 3, and a 3 is always looking for balance, whether it's body, mind, and spirit, whether it's physical, emotional, and mental. But you are trying to incorporate all 3, it looks like, in the daily, on the daily basis. This also can stand for taking the high road. This also can stand for learning about spiritualism, the study of church, and for those of you who kind of walk the atheist path, finding out what sings to your heart, and kind of incorporating that into your everyday life, whether it is praying or walking around the block, wherever your Zen is, and perfecting that Zen. So you have a place that you can go, and whether it's in your mind, in a physical church, whether it's embracing your passions. But for many, many Scorpios, it is reigniting your passion for energy and reigniting your magic again. And, Scorpios are the mask peelers. You see the truth. And sometimes you push the button just to get it moving along a little bit better. So it's important that you know how to protect yourself from energy, Scorpio, and that you have either a retreat or someplace where you can go and collect yourself and rejuvenate after you have gone out into the world and gifted people with your energy. So that is on one side. The other side is the 5. It looks like there has been maybe a tumultuous discussion lately, or you're hitting a brick wall trying to communicate with somebody, and it looks like you may just have to walk away, that there are really no victors in this war, that people have just different opinions, and it looks like you just accepting them perfectly as they are. Even if they don't accept you, you may have to just walk away. This battle really wasn't yours, and it isn't really your job to teach someone who is not willing to learn. So that is your general reading, Scorpio, for the month of June. Let me throw a couple of these angel cards here. These are angel cards gifted to me by one of my beautiful Hawaiian sisters, and I don't normally use them a whole lot because they're so cumbersome and hard to shuffle. So 10 of fire. Okay. Oh, there was one that wanted to come out. See what I mean? They're really difficult. All right. 3 of air, 10 of fire. 10 of fire is too much work. Accept help from others. Life is out of balance and stress-related health concerns. So ask for help if you need it. Ask and ye shall receive, whether it's asking from spirit or asking from earth beings. It's okay to ask for help. We can't do it all. We really can't, even though we'd like to think we can. So it's okay. And they're just waiting in the wings for you to ask. They've been waiting for a while. 3 of air, great sadness. Take time to heal and the need to forgive yourself or others. So that's part of that 9 that's going on here. The running 9 is to really look at things, put that last piece of the puzzle in, forgive yourself, forgive others. We learn from every single experience we have, even if it's a heartbreak, even if it's a betrayal or a death, we learn and we grow from it. So now it's time to forgive yourself and feel the sadness so you can move through it.